Today, we tell you guys how to rotate like a pro in Rocket League. We give you 10 tips on how pros are rotating and what they are doing to make their game so effortlessly compared to yours. My goal here today is to help you guys improve your game by just rotating. Remember guys, we are on the road to 100K subs. If you are new, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm. A lot of you guys actually don't subscribe, so please do. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys. So what is rotation? This is what makes the flow of Rocket League. So I'm going to try to break down the basics for you guys from the beginning all the way up to the higher level of how to rotate and put yourself in a position to be in the right place at the right time. So the big number one that a lot of people struggle with that don't do at lower level is rotating back post. So let's say, for example, the ball is right here, right? If the ball is coming down this way and the opponent's dribbling at you, don't rotate right here. Makes no sense, right? You're going to confuse your teammates. So if the ball is right here, actually, instead, rotate away. That way your teammate can drive in for the ball and challenge. I know a lot of times people will say, oh, just go as whoever's closest to the ball, go, cut in, do this, do that. I'm telling you guys, at higher level, there's a structure that these players follow, right? So for beginners, rotating back post might seem like such an easy thing, but this easy thing is actually all the way up to high level pro to the best teams in the world. It does make the most sense if you're not trying to confuse your teammates, yet alone if you're solo queuing. So the next thing I have for you guys is pad rotations to stay in the play. So for example, let's say we're on offense the whole time, a shot comes in and I'm rotating out now, right? This boost isn't here and I need boost. And let's say this boost isn't here even. A lot of players will find these mid pads at the mid to stay in the play. Remember guys, you only need realistically to try to stay in the play as a threat about 30 to 40 boosts. If this 100 boost is here when you're rotating out, it's just a bonus. That means your team has really good pressure and the other team can't take a risk to go get these big boosts because they don't want to get scored on. You'll notice players at the highest level doing these pad rotations constantly, even on defense, right? Right now you see a pro picking up pennies on defense, right? You don't need to constantly have boost and going for the 100 boost sitting on it on defense. The best players will find a way to have 30 boosts, 20 boosts, even one pad on defense at times. One pad is enough to make a save almost every single time as long as the shot isn't just beautiful, right? So remember, pick up pads on defense, find those little circles, those passes you can take to make your job easier and to help your team succeed. So the next thing I have for you guys is rotating through the play. And this is a common thing even at the highest level. Let's say you hit the ball a couple times and now the ball's rotating on your defensive end. And for some reason, you'll have a player rotating like this through the play, jumping around. Guys, I promise you, you have to stop doing it. Rotating through the play is the most confusing thing that can happen because the defender that is currently back, that is in rotation to go, is not able to go because you're going through the play and they think you're going to challenge. So let's say the ball's right here again. Try to think of it as a way of rotating back post, but in the middle of the field, right? So besides rotating there, I'm going to rotate actually far side and position away. That way my teammate can drive in right here. And then again, I'm in position in the middle to receive a pass and to try to score it. Remember guys, spacing away from the ball gives less confusion for your teammates so that they know when to go. So this next one kind of seems like it's contradicting what I just said, but I promise you it's really not. So what I'm telling you guys, if a teammate is super passive and they just constantly won't go for the ball, you're noticing, try to cut in a little bit if you can and if you notice it, right? So let's say I'm rotating out right here and let's say the ball is right here. Again, we're rotating out and our teammate is all the way in the back because they won't stay in the play, like that tip I told you guys from earlier about staying in the play and picking up pads. It is perfectly fine sometimes to recognize it, hit it up the wall, go up, and try to make a play. It's going to help your team keep pressure and get more opportunities. At higher level, you will notice certain players play more passive than others, but the good players really can spot it out instantly in the heat of moment. In the snap of a finger, they know, oh, my teammate's at mid boost and they can't get to the ball before the defender. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut and I'm going to go try to make a play. That way we keep possession on the offensive side. Don't overdo this though, because if you cut off your teammate too much and you start doing this, you're going to get in a bad habit. And again, it's one of those things where it's knowing when to go and when not to go. So the more practice you get and the more reps, you're going to know when can you cut your teammate off. That way you can go if he's playing too passive. So for this tip, what I have for you guys is rotational bumps on the offensive side. So let's say you're taking the ball up the field, right? And the ball kind of gets popped out, but you're over here after you just went for the ball, you 50, you land here. If you know your team still has possession or a challenge that's not going to be threatening, it is okay to go for rotational bumps. So besides just instantly rotating back post, right? It's not a bad idea to rotate kind of through the play and try to look for a bump. A big team that kind of shifted the meta is, well, the Peeps. You guys remember the Peeps when they went on to win a DreamHack with Reddles, Gyro, and Mist? The meta wasn't demoing at all at the time, but these guys made this such an important tool to have because constantly on offense, they're rotating, going for bumps, and there's, well, nobody on the field. Demos are very valuable, guys, so on the attacking side, always look for rotational bumps. It's going to be very valuable, even at lower level, yet alone high level. So this is kind of the exact opposite, but the next thing I have for you guys is rotational bumps on defense. So let's say your team is getting pressured and you're on defense. You guys all have no boost. You're picking up a penny, flipping here, flipping there. Finally get boost. You dive for a ball. Next thing you know, you're out of the play. You're in their corner. Well, now you're in their corner. Guys, don't just rotate back all the time and not do anything. Sometimes the most important play in this opportunity when you're getting pressured is to look for a bump, right? Go out of your way, try to get a bump right here. That instantly allows a 2v3, and now your team has more time to get boost and take possession of the ball and to try to get the ball out. A certain guideline that I kind of have for you guys, if you're at half field and you notice you can't get the demo anywhere in this area, just rotate far side away from the ball like we talked about earlier and rotate back post. So next rotational tip I have for you is actually another offensive play. Let's say you're playing twos. Your teammate flips the ball over one guy, he's back there, right? And let's say that your teammate's got the ball in his car right here, and there's one defender back, and you're right here. It is perfectly okay to go in front of your teammate, cut him off, but don't take the ball off him, right? Flip in front of him, and then go for the bump. This is called a 1v2 bump play, and these are very valuable nowadays. You'll notice that anytime a defender is thrown out of the play, high-level pros are going for demos in almost every 2v1 opportunity they have, right? Don't overdo this because sometimes players go for a demo when the opportunity is not even there. So try to look for those 1v2 opportunity bumps. So the next thing I have for you guys is rotating in position for your teammates challenge. So let's say, for example, someone's dribbling at your teammate, right? They flick the ball over you. You need to be that guy when the ball is flicked over the head that you're instantly pouncing on it. You don't want to be that guy that's rotating constantly too far away from your teammates where you're never ready for a challenge that should be there for you. You need to sometimes rotate closer to your teammates and recognize the play. Any SSL player, I would say GC and above, you're going to notice them constantly trying to put themselves in the right rotational position. That way they can be ready for a challenge. You need to always be recognizing the play when you're the defender behind your teammate's challenge because it is very important. So the next thing I have for you guys is rotating the cutoff passes. A lot of the time, let's say a passing play is coming at your side and you notice it, right? A passing play is coming across the field like this and you're rotating back like this and you notice, again, your teammate is playing passive. They're not there to receive the pass. Well, sometimes you need to be the one recognizing the angle that the other team is taking, and you need to be the one cutting off the pass at the midfield, right? But at a higher level, players on offense, when they know their passes might get cut off because the person might cut off the rotation quick on defense, they'll throw in a fake, a mind game, and then they'll actually pass it, or they won't, or they'll take the 50. So try to recognize where your defender's at. If you are the correct option to cut off the rotational pass early, if not, you might need to play it safe. And hopefully your teammate is there for the right challenge and they see what's going on. Last tip I have for you guys is remember, recognize your own tendencies because you might be a very aggressive player or a very passive player who likes to sit in net. And high level people can recognize someone with what they're going to do within the first minute of the game. So if you are one of those players that plays super aggressive, try to really recognize when the right time you can keep cutting off your teammate is. And if you're playing really passive, try to make it very obvious for your teammate that you're not going to be randomly cutting in and getting aggressive. Try to stick to a certain play style, however you're playing, because it really does help and it'll be less confusing for the teammates. Remember guys, use all these tips and tricks on how to rotate like a pro. These will really help you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.
I really appreciate that sub. Thanks for helping us at 15 on the night. 5, I'm closing the game out right here.